We all believe we want to learn. We chase knowledge, read books, watch tutorials. But what if I told you the lessons that truly stick, the ones that reshape our entire understanding of the world, rarely come from a classroom? What if the most profound education you'll ever receive is one you actively try to avoid? This isn't just a financial truism, it's an unsaid rule of human psychology, a deep-seated mechanism in our brains that explains why some people thrive in chaos, while others remain stuck in an endless loop of unapplied knowledge. Today, we're going to uncover the hidden psychology behind why your brain only truly learns when it hurts. On the surface, Kiyosaki's statement feels obvious. Education is cheap. A book costs $20. An online course, a few hundred. You can absorb decades of wisdom, distilled into neat chapters, all from the comfort of your couch. And for this, we celebrate it. We're told to be lifelong learners, to constantly consume information. Psychologically, this cheap education feels safe. It offers vicarious learning, the ability to learn from others' mistakes without experiencing them ourselves. It's low risk, low stress, and intellectually stimulating. We get a hit of dopamine for acquiring new facts, for feeling smarter. But here's the unsaid rule. Information is not transformation. Our brains are brilliant at storing data, but storing data is not the same as integrating it. Think of it like this. You can read every book on swimming, memorize every stroke, understand every principle of hydrodynamics. You can even pass a written exam on swimming. But can you swim? Not truly, not until you jump in the water. Seneca reminds us of the comfort in perpetual learning, a comfort that can become a trap. The brain loves this comfort. It prefers the predictable reward of acquiring information over the unpredictable, often painful, process of applying it. This leads us to the hidden cost of cheap education. It often gives us an illusion of mastery without true competence. Now, let's talk about the expensive part. Experience. Why is it so costly? Because it demands something beyond intellectual understanding. It demands action, vulnerability, and the confrontation of failure. When Kiyosaki says, experience is expensive, he's not just talking about money. He's talking about the tuition fee paid in stress, emotional toll, lost time, bruised ego, and indeed, financial capital. You start a business and it fails. That's a lost investment, wasted nights, public embarrassment. You make a bad investment. That's money gone, anxiety, regret. You try a new skill and mess up publicly. That's shame, self-doubt. Psychologically, these experiences are expensive because they trigger powerful survival mechanisms in our brain. The pain, the fear of loss, the shame, these are not pleasant. Our primitive brain screams to avoid them. But here's the paradox. These very responses are what make the lessons stick. This is known as effort justification. When we invest significant time, effort, or pain into something, our brain automatically assigns it a higher value. We have to believe it was worth it, even if the immediate outcome was negative. Otherwise, the cognitive dissonance would be too great. So, the brain deeply embeds the lessons learned to justify the immense cost. Edison understood this unsaid rule. His failures weren't just setbacks. They were expensive but invaluable lessons. He didn't just read about light bulb filaments. He experienced countless materials that didn't work. Each expensive experience narrowed the path to success. The pain of each failure cemented the understanding of why that particular approach wouldn't yield results. This also taps into the difference between semantic memory, facts, concepts, and episodic calm procedural memory, events, skills. Cheap education fills your semantic memory. Expensive experience builds your episodic and procedural memory. The deep embodied understanding that allows you to actually do things. It literally rewires your neural pathways. So, The unsaid rule at the heart of Kiyosaki's quote is this: pain is the ultimate teacher because it forces deep engagement and recalibration. Our brains are designed to learn from consequences, especially negative ones, to prevent future harm. Think about a child touching a hot stove. One expensive experience is enough. They don't need a textbook on thermodynamics. The immediate painful consequence creates a powerful, lasting lesson. In the adult world, the hot stove might be a failed business, a relationship breakdown, or a significant financial loss. These are the experiences that shake us out of complacency, forcing us to reevaluate our assumptions, strategies, and even our identity. John Dewey, a pioneer in educational reform, championed learning by doing. He knew that passive reception of information is often fleeting. It's the active engagement, the trial and error, the messy reality of trying and failing that leads to true integration of knowledge. The expense of experience is the cost of truly internalizing a lesson, of moving it from intellectual understanding to embodied wisdom. This isn't to say formal education is useless. Far from it. It provides the map, but experience provides the compass and the boots on the ground. A cheap education gives you the theories of how to sail, but the expensive experience teaches you how to navigate a storm. You need both. The problem arises when we prioritize the map over the journey, when we confuse knowledge acquisition with real-world competence. The question then becomes, if experience is so expensive, how do we leverage it without bankrupting ourselves, literally or figuratively? The unsaid rule here is master the art of controlled failure. Instead of avoiding expensive experiences, smart individuals learn to break them down into smaller, more manageable, and therefore cheaper experiments. Want to start a business? Don't quit your job and invest everything up front. Start with a minimum viable product. Test the waters. Make your early mistakes small and recoverable. Want to learn investing? Start with a small amount. Learn to lose a little before you risk a lot. Ford's words encapsulate the wisdom of leveraging expensive experience. Each failure isn't a final stop. It's a data point, an expensive lesson that informs your next, more intelligent step. The smart approach isn't to fear the expensive experience, but to cultivate a mindset that embraces it as an investment in unparalleled learning. So the next time you face a setback, a loss, a mistake, don't just see the expensive cost. See the profound, irreplaceable education you're receiving. Understand that your brain is hard at work, wiring those lessons deeper than any textbook ever could. This isn't punishment, it's profound, psychological growth in action. Robert Kiyosaki's simple statement cuts to the heart of human learning. Education is cheap, experience is expensive. It reveals an unsaid rule of our psychology. True mastery, resilience, and wisdom are forged not in the comfort of cheap knowledge, but in the crucible of expensive experience. So, what expensive lesson are you willing to pay for today, knowing it's the only way your brain will truly, deeply learn? If you found this dive into human psychology insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. What was the most expensive lesson you ever learned, and how did it change you? Until next time, keep exploring the unsaid rules that govern our lives.